No, you just he can only listen to one person. Am I right?
It's like he's trying to learn, but you might need to show him physically, so he can see what you're doing.
Do you want me to show you first?
And then when he
because you'll be able to see me.
Instead of him just trying to get the
then make a left.
Go.
You can do it. You my nephew.
Now when you get to pick up speed and then pick up more speed,
give a little clutch and turn it to.
Wait a little time.
You hear that roar? Clutch. Two.
Anytime you get the roaring and stuff, that means you need to be in the gear.
Just learn to hear your engine. Then you'll know when to shift the clutch. Don't pay him no mind. If you hear the engine, you can slow down. We're gonna go drive through the neighborhood. And we'll just turn and we'll go to the right because I think our neighborhood.
Picking up upshift.
And then
picking up gas.
Put it in one. Just remember your clutch.
Wrong gear anytime you
hear that. But you're doing pretty good. Okay. You can stay in one when you're creeping to the stop sign, or you need to pick up the speed a little bit more. Remember, shift one is 1 to 15 miles.
That was 10 miles. Now come on, you act like you know something around here.
And then
like
stop.
A little bit better driver than your mama. You don't want her talking trash.
Yeah.
So just take your time, just breathe, and we're gonna stay in one.
We're gonna make a right.
We're gonna make a right, yeah.
And then,
whoa. You don't have to turn the car back on. You let your foot out the clutch, you rolling back?
Yeah, you rolling back. So cut the car on.
You in neutral?
Yeah, he in neutral. Cut it on. Just breathe and just do like you did before, go in one. It's the same thing as reverse, except you're going in one.
I put my foot up the clutch and now I'm sitting in the first gear?
You need to go on and put it in first gear on the clutch. So it can be ready when you give gas and slowly give gas. Start it again.
Wow. Take your time.
Don't worry about Iris. She drives bad.
She was in the clutch, hitting the wrong clutch the whole time.
And go in one. Slowly come up off of the... You're going to give gas. This is gas.
Not too much gas. Just take your time when you're giving gas. It's because how you pick
Keep trying, because that's the only way you're going to learn. And once you learn, you're going to be like, you ain't going to know, nobody's going to know it's a clutch. Give it a little bit more gas. You stop. Don't be scared to give it gas.
Well, my foot was still on the clutch.
Yeah, you got to slowly go on and take the clutch off slowly and giving gas. And when you take your foot off the clutch, you should be already in gas mode, basically. Okay, you can put it in one.
Pull out the brake?
Yeah, because you're trying to go to the right. Go on and give it some gas.
You gotta do it like at the same time.
I gotta do it at the same time?
Yeah, like kind of gradually give gas while you lifting out the clutch.
Go turn right.
That's how you do it. You gotta gradually give gas while you lifting out the clutch.
Listen, wait. You hear the engine roar?
It's time to shift up.
I want him to hear it. Then that's when you know that you need to put it in two.
But you want to kind of do it when it starts getting
ready to roar. And make sure gas is going.
When it starts getting ready to roar, that's when you want to start shifting up.
So give it a little more gas.
Before it roars, like right before it roars.
Because we can go around in a circle. Give it a little more gas.
You in second gear right now. So
now, we're going to circle around, slow down. I forgot this is a curve. This don't turn into nothing. So we're going to make a
U-turn. It's normal U-turn. You can live out that pedal a little bit, let the car kind of ride itself around.
And just make sure you give a little gas.
Give gas.
Don't let it go dead.
Give gas. To your first gear, because you're trying to slow down that speed. You just can't break it like an automatic.
You're only going to one when you know you're going to have to drop down to 10 miles
like at a stop sign.
And going to a stop sign or a yield.
So like usually when you see people at a stop sign, they might just be sitting up at one or in neutral.
Yeah, I usually ride in neutral so it won't go dead. Neutral stop it from going dead.
But like what I'm saying is because when you start picking up speed, if you at one is like, let's say like 10, 15 miles, you getting close to 20. When you start getting close to 20, you're gonna start hearing that roar. Before you hear that roar at 20, you're supposed to be already upshifting to your second gear. When you get into 2, you notice that when you go into 20, by the time you start getting to 25 miles, you start to hear the roar. Before you hear the roar is where you want to have a smooth. You get ready to slow down, you want to bring it back down. Like you want to already downshift.
Graduate, slow it.
You already want to downshift down to 2 when you're getting ready to shift down when you doing on them brakes. So the car can be ready to come back down to that speed. You get what I'm saying? I ain't putting too much on you, Emma. I ain't stressing you out, is it? Okay, cool.
But
right now, since we in the neighborhood, what I'm saying is normal speeds that you see me, BJ driving, Irish driving in the neighborhood, we're going to probably be like 30, 40. It's a nice speed. So you in between these speeds right now. You ain't got to worry about going to 4 and 5.
Roar.
You see where we kind of going with
it? You know what? If you look, told you when the shift.
Look,
it was your 2 came up there on the thing.
You see where we kind of going with it? It's like a race car. A stick shift, this is you driving. You're actually controlling your car, the speeds. Automatic, you just got your foot pedal. You can control it and slow it down with your feet. But this right here, anytime you speed up, you upshift. Anytime you downshifting,
but
you speeding down, you downshift.
One moment. What's great about this car? If you unsure, you look up here on it. It'll say that you need to go to 2, because that's what it did when you was back there.
Because it's an updated car. Old school cars didn't do that. Like what your mom was saying, it didn't have this right here for your stick. It's just a loose. It's
more looser.
It's more looser, so you had more control.
And it didn't have you know you was in the wrong gear. So when it was doing it roaring, a big old number 2 popped up. You see that too?
You need to be up to 2nd gear. Gas. 3rd gear. Get ready to go up to 3rd gear.
When it tell you go
3rd gear.
Go 3rd. See, your car talks to you. So pick up speed.
Gas.
So it won't.
4th gear. 4th gear. Go to 4th.
Pick up speed.
Pick up speed.
See how it moving? Then if you want to slow it down, then start your brakes to slow down.
Downshift.
Start downshift.
You got downshift again. It ain't gonna show you when you downshift. You gotta do that yourself.
You can downshift in neutral without even
then when
going
you
through all.
You supposed to be at 1. Anytime you put that much gas on it, you at 8 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put gas. And it slowly ease up, and you can put it in neutral.
See now, and you see how much gas
at
you
the
apply,
stop sign and put on brakes.
The gas that you applying right now, it showed you on your car that you was supposed to be in 2nd gear because you was applying too much gas. When you in 1st gear, you usually like driving 5 or 10 miles an hour. When you going up,
you're doing real good.
I know you used to the automatic. You can't skip gears. You got to go through all the gears to.
But when I tell you, when you learn this down pat, you're gonna be like speed racing. You're gonna really enjoy the how it feels to shift like you're in a racing car. Because most racing cars have stick shifts. Gas.
Just take your time. Take your time. Then when you come to the stop sign, you're supposed to be downshifting back.
Just remember neutral.
Downshift, neutral.
Just so the car won't go dead. Then you can go in 1. If everything is clear. It's
so
called lazy shifting, but I call it lazy shifting, where you don't have to use the shift because you use the gravity outside to drive the car on downhills. And so it make it easy where you don't have to do that much. But when you get real used to it, you'll be able to do 1 without doing. You can do neutral or 1. You'll be able to take off in 1 without worrying about the car going dead. But right now we want you to stay in neutral, so so you can get used to shifting those gears and preventing it from going dead when you when you have to slow down or if you're at the stop sign, basically.
You ready? You feeling good about this? See you blushing.
You can do it.
You kind of nervous, it ain't hold up. It ain't making you feel bad. Is you feel like you can do it, or how you feel like it's like a lot of work or something?
I think I can do it.
Okay.
It ain't too much on you, is it?
Okay.
We ready for you?
He get it from us there. I can feel the drive. Yeah. Way better. See what? And what we're gonna do is go around the curve.
Go around? This way?
Yeah.
Where am I gonna go?
Yeah, you gonna go on around. Just go around. You supposed to be in 4th gear. Look at you.
Don't worry about nobody around you. As long as you got your emergency
you gotta make sure you're applying enough gas too.
As long as the emergency lights, they know that you having difficulties or car problems. So just relax. Start the car and proceed. Don't.
You applying enough gas?
Mm-mm.
Or you picking up out the clutch too fast too?
That's what it is. And you can go up in the gas station and somehow go to it's telling you what to do. And we can go up at the gas station, make a U-turn, and go back towards your house. Unless you wanted to try the freeway.
What's up? We're going down.
That's straight 459. Oh yes, it's packed. Technically, you probably can turn around there. This little vehicle, it'll tell you what you need to do. It'll tell you when to shift it. That's good. You can go now. Okay, start the car. Remember, you gotta give gas when you're coming off the clutch. Don't pull your foot off that clutch fast without not having gas, because if you don't, it's gonna do that jerking. See how it's telling you to go to 2? Good. Give a little more gas. Make sure it's in 2. So you're in 2. Give a little more gas. Give gas when you're doing that clutch. The miles, then you'll know when to shift every time, and it'll knock out everything.
Okay, yeah.
So we know at 40 you gotta go to 5. You understand what I'm saying now? So just remember the markers on when to shift. And making sure that the gears are secure, whatever gear you're in, make sure that they don't pop out. It's not that bad when you're on the freeway and it ain't nothing on here. It's like riding an automatic. And just remember when it starts getting close to the street that you turn on at home, you should. Don't forget that if you go, you're shifting down once you get closer to that stop sign. Just make sure you don't let it choke and stop.
Do I press the brake when I'm getting ready to hit you?
Yeah, you gotta slow down on your brakes, but then you gotta remember that you still need that clutch to keep the gas going.
Hey, okay, I got like they scan the mail.
Everybody in the area, the speed limit is just 40 miles.
Like we got that going to. You know, cause like
now I can't see where y'all stop sign is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way down there. Just make sure you stay in your lane.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
A line you just
they
can't
automatically
see it
scan all the mail
in the middle.
They can let you know what you're getting before. Yeah, just notify you.
Okay, you should be shifting down there all the way to
UPS 4. Or something.
If you're in 4 down to 3, you should be decreasing down to 3
That's something new that they have been doing. But that's pretty much how we.
If you pass this up, we're gonna have to turn. Keep straight.
Just hit me up later on.
Go to 3.
I'm trying. We trying to teach my cousin how to drive.
He's gonna get on the freeway because you missed the turn. Oh, okay, that's the turn. Okay, you need to be shifted down unless you think you can turn on 3, and that's a yeah, you can turn on 3. Keep your gas up so you can keep on going. See how smooth that was.
This last time I drove.
So it's just like
8 or 10.
If you forget, you remember the panel will tell you when you're supposed to shift. But if you listen to your car roar let you know that you're out of gear.
Brakes and scratching your.
And don't skip gears.
That's what I mean. Try to avoid the braking as much. Try to avoid skipping gears. Do not skip gears. Try to avoid switching gears fast, because sometimes you switching gears too fast.
You gotta make sure you go down backwards every time.
Yeah, you put too much brake.
I didn't even touch the brake.
Okay.
You was on the clutch. You let go of the clutch.
Too fast. That's what that is. And to prevent that from happening, it has to be either gas.
You want to get in and show him real quick, because you know sometimes too, it could be a lot easier if you showing him so he can actually feel the car while he in the passenger seat and seeing it instead of just right now he getting a crash course. It's different when you actually see it. Everybody drive automatically on an everyday basis. So he can know how it should actually be.
And you'll start noticing other people that have automatics, because you'll see how each driver drive different, and you got to determine what kind of driver. You want to be a driver like your mama? Or do you want to be a driver like?
Anytime you see in the cars roll back when you in cars, they usually have a stick shift. That's fine, Pat.
Blame it on the emergency. That's one of the things you're supposed to check to make sure your emergency brakes is down. Don't try to blame me. But he got it. Who wins? Who wins, Pat? Out of me, your mama, and Frederick. Take off. But he don't even remember.
I can't breathe.
He's talking all that trash, man.
It's funny.
Tell him the same stuff he told you. He need to apply the rules. Tell him.
My stomach hurt.
He can tell you, but he can't do it. If you look at the panel, it'll tell you when the ship. He a good teacher verbally. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, it's getting a little bit better. You just remember this. When you're doing stick shift and you hadn't drove it in a long time, you will have to reteach yourself all over. And sometimes it's worse than the first time.
We drove about a good 10 times in a row.
Oh, Lord have mercy. He's supposed to be teaching you how to take off. He know how to go, but he don't know how to take off. Hey, this is Rock with DeCarry. Hopefully you enjoyed the videos, but it was a must. Patrick, my second nephew to my sister's son, he had an 18th birthday on March 20th, and so Carvana delivered his car. And so I'm the original teacher of teaching them how to drive, my sister and my son. And my sister have other clips of her, but it was a jerky move and a bad experience for him. So I didn't ride in the car because I already knew that she didn't have no good takeoff. Now my son, I taught him, but he's a know-it-all and he doesn't think. And so he didn't get the basic methods down. In order to be an excellent gear shift driver, you got to get the pattern down from the first, second, and third gears in neutral, understanding that they have good going move, but they don't know how to take off perfected without jerking. They have not really learned the engine and understand that every vehicle that have a shift gear drives differently and is built different. Today, modern vehicles have it where it lets you know when to shift. But if you listen to the engine, you can get it before it roared, then you know to go in that gear. But the fun fact is, if you don't understand the vehicle, know the gears, you're not going to know when to downshift at the right time either, and it can cause it to idle or jerk. So hopefully some of this is hilarious for you, and hopefully some fun tips, but learning how to shift. I didn't learn, I had to learn on my own. My mother knew how to do it perfectly, but my first vehicle was a Nissan Sentra Sports Coupe. I didn't have a clue. That was my first brand new vehicle. I did not have a clue. I was determined. I was on the busiest freeway in Dallas, Texas, off of 35. People was giggling, laughing, but I jerked and jerked. But I finally learned how to drive on my own because I took the time, read the book menu, and figured it out. And then my mother added the two to tell me what to do to prevent the shaking. So hopefully this is comedy for you and hope you enjoy it. Please like and share and follow, because this video can be a laughing matter, but it can help somebody to improve their driving skills.